Hello and welcome to this video. In this video we are going to learn everything about Chocobo, so we are ready when we get the main character of the game, which is our Chocobo. Let's see. Small game. By the way, I just tried to make a video reacting to this with Pascal. Pascal is my bearded dragon. It didn't go over well. And that video will be in memberships here on YouTube, so if you want to see me struggle with Pascal for 10 minutes. The thing is, he wasn't a struggle. He wanted to do all the things I didn't want him to do, like sitting on my head and being a silly boy. At least he didn't poop on me. That's always something. Okay, so let's get into this, everything about Chocobo. I love this intro. This is the first video I'm seeing by this channel. It's called TheEorzean Archives, I think. So far, I'm really digging it. I've looked around.
As central to the image of Eorzea as the cerulean spires of Aetheryte, the golden feathers and
there he
avian
is.
form of the Chocobo strikes a picture in the mind of adventurers and denizens alike.
True.
A common sight both on the vanguard of war, as well as transporting goods and tilling earth. With all their ubiquity then, it should be no surprise the depth of their history and variety. Native to Eorzea,
I'm happy to know that they do have lore. That's something I think World of Warcraft could learn from. Like, add more lore. Not only from the main characters, but also about stuff like this.
Chocobo are cloudkin, beings categorized by strong associations with flight. Though ironically, many of the common breeds of Chocobo found in Eorzea lack this specific trait. Famously yellow, though not exclusively so, their beaks and talons are expertly tuned to both fend off would-be predators and consume their favored meals, such as
Salad. So our rabbit and our Chocobo is going to be best friends. So, oh, that's so funny.
And Krakaroot. Powerful legs grant them strength and swiftness over most terrain, and their size can range wildly, from hardly bigger than a Lalafell to that of a Garlean Magitech armor. Our historical record for Chocobo...
Can we choose that? Or is it just, like, the lore?
...date back to prehistory, with Kurthan cave paintings depicting peoples using Chocobo to till earth, transport grain, and carry soldiers into battle, much as they do today. As such a painting would suggest, the vast majority of Chocobo are Kurthian, and contradictory to what their name would suggest, Ishgardian stables are found throughout Eorzea.
We know that place.
However, the Holy See, for many years, kept a tight grip.
The Holy See. I think I know another Holy See. Isn't it called also the Holy See? Huh, maybe.
Control on the transport and breeding of Chocobo, until the waning days of the 6th Astral Era.
Look at
after a mysterious plague had wiped out the vast majority of Chocobo's stock, causing them to be a scarce commodity in the days before the calamity. This, combined with the geographical shifts wrought in Kurthis by the calamity, changing it from the lush pastures perfect...
What? The calamity? It's so funny to hear how wrong I say things, and now I just stick with it. What did he say?
Wrought in Kurthis by the calamity.
Calamity.
Changing it from the lush pastures perfect for Chocobo husbandry to a desolate frozen wasteland ill-suited for the task, left Ishgard poorly equipped to resurrect the herds of their yellow friends. Ever pragmatic, however, the embargoes against Chocobo breeding were lifted, and after the calamity, institutions like Mughals Gift Mounts, Grand Companies, and Chocobo racing at the Gold Saucer have done much to repopulate their numbers and spread ease of access to the wider Eorzea. Where, then, do Ishgard acquire their Chocobos? Nowhere other than the Chocobo Forest of Dravania.
Chocobo Forest?
Spanning much of the eastern Dravanian forelands, the Chocobo Forest is home to a wealth of flora and fauna, and perhaps more importantly, its trees shield many from the eyes of ever-hunting dragons. Tailfeather, a town nestled in this forest, was founded by Chocobo hunters who took advantage of the same canopy to protect
hunters.
As time has gone by, though, all sorts from Eorzea have found their way here, be it to escape their lot or to seek wealth. Making their living by hunting and trapping Chocobo, their life is inextricably tied to their well-being, and many traditions are tied with preserving the harmony of the forest.
Oh, look at those nails. Okay, just so I make sure that I understand it right. So we have a forest where the Chocobo's natural habitat is. And we have people living there capturing the Chocobos so we can get Chocobos. I guess that's what it's for, right? Huh. So the Chocobos need to be having like thriving, so they are not like mean to them or anything.
Like the hunter's oath to never harm or
catch
a
black
breeding
one.
Female, so that the natural cycle of things
Did you hear that?
Oath to never harm or catch a brooding female, so that the natural cycle of things
it's like lobsters and crabs
may be preserved.
Baby.
By protecting the forest, the Chocobo are kept happy, and in turn allowing for Tailfeather's way of life to go on. Through a myriad of techniques, the hunters track down and capture the Chocobo for trading, as well as using their meat for food. However, Chocobo are...
What? So we are capturing Chocobos to eat them? No. Don't send me Chocobo meat.
No dullards, and often are capable of outwitting their would-be capturers. A rare
Of course.
occurrence is that of a Chocobo choosing instead to attack a hunter, and once a Chocobo has taken to attacking people, it must quickly be euthanized in order...
What? No, I didn't understand that right. Give me a second.
However, Chocobo are no dullards, and often are capable of outwitting their would-be capturers. A rare occurrence is that of a Chocobo choosing instead to attack a hunter, and once a Chocobo has taken
Why wouldn't it attack a hunter?
to attacking people, it must quickly be
What?
euthanized in order to prevent more harm.
Okay, just so we are clear. We go out into their natural habitat, capture them, but if they fight back, they will be killed. Because then they have a fighting spirit, so it's going to be harder for us to tame them, or... So if the Chocobos aren't docile enough, they will be killed. Huh. I don't like that.
Ishgard, in turn, purchases the premier breeding stock of Chocobo that come from the trappers of Tailfeather, training them by whistle, and breeding them to create the valiant steeds used by their knights. Institutions like the Holy Stables see to this, and their constant need for mounts concerning Ishgard's war with the dragons saw that work is ever in...
I didn't know we were in war with the dragons! Are we? It's like smoke!
ceasing. The pinnacle of their breeding and training practices is that of the Ishgardian Black Chocobo, and its ability for flight. A skill not seen in most other Chocobo breeds, which are terrestrially bound. Though they are the most famous, and well known for their yellow feathers, Chocobo may be bred in any number of colors, as well as fed certain foods to affect their plumage. The sizes and capabilities as well may vary by breed, and by lifestyle. The most common being those of Ishgardian stock, like the massive Drestiers and the miniature Beladian genets, bred for the hulking Rogadin and diminutive Lalafell respectively.
Can we also color our Chocobo?
Chocobo can be bred in all manner of colors, be it their natural desert yellow, all the way to...
Okay, let me rephrase that. Can we breed our main Chocobo? Like the one we are, like our main boy. Can we breed him?
Oathard
Blue. Not breed him. Color him.
Blue. Though this last fact is a bit of a misnomer, as Chocobo are not native to Oathard, and are a foreign sight to most Othardians. Their color may be inherited from their parents, or through the selective feeding of specific fruits found in specific regions on high...
Please tell me I can feed my Chocobo. I would never do anything else.
Such as apples from the Ixal home of Zelphatal, or lemons from the island of Thavnair. Further augmentation of chocobo appearance is seen in the pseudo-armors that they often display, known as bardings.
Their little
Crafted
clothing!
to cover some of the chocobo's more exposed areas, and to bear the banner and colors of their rider.
I don't know if you know this, but I do have a parrot. His name is Marlden, an African grey. And I weaned him. We got him when he was only 2 months old, and he wasn't weaned off yet because it's very early to adopt a parrot. I didn't know that at the time. So I weaned him, which means that he goes from fluid food to hard food. It's pretty dangerous, actually, to wean a parrot. Actually, there is talk about only breeders who can... it's not a law or anything, but it's something that is really discussed in the parrot world. I didn't know all of this beforehand. But he did well. My whole life was weaning him. I'm not joking. It was all I did all day long, trying to make sure that it was the right... Oh, I'm going on a rant. I'm sorry. What I'm trying to say is, I love how the armor is here, because this is where their little stomach is. And if you press on it, you will cause harm. It's a very fragile place where the bird is. Also, they have a bone going down here. If you break that, it's the same as if you break the whole back on a human. It's terrible. So it's so funny to see. It's not just because the body needs armor. It's actually when you know something about birds, it's actually quite interesting. Also, the beak being shelled and the wings. I love this.
Bardings have in recent days often become symbols of status or tools of personalization.
Status? Huh.
As well as plumage and flight. There are distinctions.
What does plumage mean? It sounds funny. Plumage. It sounds like words like caboose and caboose? Yeah, caboose and stuff like that. Plumage. Plumage. I love that.
Species denoted by color and ability.
Wow.
Perhaps most well known and fiercest is that of the red chocobo.
It looks
most
like a
often
phoenix.
Found in the deserts of Dalmasca. This particular chocobo breed is famed for its ability to call down comets with an ability dubbed the Choco Meteor, and are near impossible to tame. Another of their species is a bit of an odd
fat
case,
boy!
and there's some consternation as to whether they are in fact another species at all. That is, the breed of fat chocobo.
I love him.
Some debate that they are not in fact chocobo, but demons or spirits, and there are even stories of them being worshipped as gods. However, most are of the mind that they are merely regular chocobo, albeit gluttonous.
Gluttonous!
What then are chocobo used for in the lands in which they reside? Broadly, they fall into two camps. That is beasts of burden, and those used for battle. In both cases are chocobo used as mounts for quick transport. Those chocobo that are used for productivity hold jobs such as farmers, tilling earth, and other menial tasks. The chocobo porter system is another common sight in Eorzea that allows adventurers and common folk to quickly move from townstead to townstead. More exciting, perhaps, are those chocobo used for races at the Gold Saucer, and the effect on the mercantile world that...
I cannot stop thinking about when they are molting. So when they are, like, what is that called? Shifting their feathers and growing new ones. Then they are shedding or molding, like the real word is. It's just, imagine the big feathers getting off of this big bird.
That chocobo carriages have had by hauling people and cargo is vast. An example of a use that blurs the line between work and combat is those chocobo of the Light Feather Proving Ground in Ishgard, where chocobo do combat for sport.
What?
And is so named for the flurry of golden feathers left in the wake of spirited fighting. As tools of war and staunch allies then are...
What? Okay, I will say it right now. This is not okay. I am not going to let that happen on my watch. We are not putting animals up against each other. I'm shocked. Bullfighting either. Anything where we kill or torture animals for sport. Not in general, but you know what I mean. And certainly not against each other. Nope. For the human entertainment. Forget it. Nope, I'm not having that.
Are Chocobo often used as cavalry, allowing for great charges of rider and bird into the front lines. Famously, such examples of Chocobo as Victory, the mount of Merlwydd Lufusfin, were known to rush headlong into combat, even against the full might and machina of Garlemald. Beyond the warfront, are Chocobo used as companions by those with licenses to aid adventurers, both in their rapid movement through the world and carrying goods in their saddles.
Rapid movement. That's what we will say about me from now on. My rapid movement.
But so too by their side in battle.
If this is your first video and you don't know, it's a running joke that I'm very slow. So
this technique of using a companion in combat was developed by House Fortolm of Ishgard, allowing for a powerful bond between master and mount.
Yes.
This leaves a question though. Why then are Chocobo used
Bond
so
of
regularly
love.
when airship and magitech exist? Beyond their warm disposition and the comfort and companionship they can provide, Chocobo's cleverness and tenacity allow them to adapt to battlefields and all manner of landscapes, where magitech may need specialized...
This makes me wonder, how do chickens sleep? Because then the Chocobo ain't from a parrot, like, you know what I mean? Because a parrot sleeps with its one arm. I don't know what it's called. One claw up, and one foot claw. You know what I'm trying to say. And then they turn their the back, and then they are sleeping. But they are sleeping like a dog. That's interesting. And that makes me wonder, how does a chicken sleep? Do they just sit and then sleep? Or do they... It's interesting to me.
Tools to do so. Importantly, Chocobo do not need ceruleum or sources of aether to run, making their care far easier and cheaper. Though magitech increases in popularity, it has of yet been utterly unable to fully reduce the need for Chocobo, and it will likely be many years before such a thing comes to pass. If ever. Gold may be their feathers.
Taking the Chocobo's jobs. No. We will not have it.
But so too is their worth. Chocobo are friend and ally in the woes of life, and they will be part of the fabric of Eorzea well into the future. Perhaps then, the next time you see one, you should offer up a Geisel Green and scratch under its beak, for you never know when you might need a Chocobo at your side.
Aww. Please tell me that
this content was brought to you by the Eorzean Archives. I'm Archon Charette Tia.
And I'm Archon Elio Faucheron. If you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe, and comment down below any topics you might also be interested in.
Cool. What was I about to say? If I'm able, please let me know, and please tell me if I'm able to feed my Chocobo. Also, am I able to scratch its little beak? Because I scratch Merlin's beak every day, multiple times a day. He needs his beak scratched. And our Chocobo does too. And can I scratch other Chocobo's beaks? That would be nice too. Yeah. No. Amazing video. When that's said, I think that's that for this video. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like. And if you're new here, subscribe. That was what we needed to know, and I hope that we are getting our new Chocobo soon. Please join the Discord. The Discord is down in the description. And go in and share some names for our future channel Chocobo. I cannot unsee this. Look at this. Look at that. That's so silly. Okay. Yes. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye!